Hey everybody, we're doing something slightly different today. We have decided instead of a drive home review, a drive around review. And we're going to do it for Obi-Wan.
First two episodes have come out. We watched it, so we're gonna drive around. First up, I mean, we've always been big Star Wars fans. Not fan of Star Wars, Disney. Her favorite character is Obi-Wan. So, what did it tickle your Obi-Wan fancy, sweetie?
I don't know how to feel yet. It's kind of like it's nice to kind of see him again, but since, as he put it, he's not the same man as he was 10 years ago. You know, and I get where he's coming from. I don't blame him for not wanting to get involved, for not wanting to do some of what Jedi normally do and what's been requested of him. My disappointment is more that he still kind of feels a little shellish. Yeah. Like he's not really whole, but then again, maybe that's what it's supposed to be right now.
Yeah. Also, but in advance, spoiler warning. So here it is. We are gonna be talking spoilers at some point, so you're warned.
We all kind of wondered what he's been doing the whole time as he was waiting around for Luke to grow up.
Yes.
So it was kind of nice to see a little bit of that because we finally got to see a little bit of what he does. I mean, it's kind of... it's all right. It honestly it's kind of a weird reference almost to like a Torchwood episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about production value that, we can get into a little bit later, but I think like character-wise, I like that he's conflicted. I like that Revenge of the Sith and everything that happened haunts him and bothers him. I like that. I think so. There is a lot that I like to that. There's something about I think he's almost a little too stoic at the moment, and like
or too timid or whatever.
I'm hoping that by the end he kind of bridges back to. More bridges to where he's supposed to be in A New Hope, where he's back to kind of being hopeful for what's going on and more willing to get involved. Whereas in this, he's just like, no, I'm supposed to be watching Luke, and that's my mission. Anything past that, and it's no.
And I mean, as far as like the storyline or plot for at least these two episodes, I know one of the things that we kind of had feared about is like, oh, he's just going to run off and what's going to draw him away from Tatooine, take him away from Luke, that's going to get him into the line of the Inquisitors. And it makes much more sense now and it's actually a decent enough ploy that I would totally buy it. Although I felt like him denying bail as much as he did was a little out of character for him. I mean, I understand what he's trying to do, and maybe that he's afraid of what's going to be out there. But I think that, with all of the things that they had been through, especially through Revenge of the Sith, that even though he may have felt that it wasn't necessarily his responsibility because Luke is really more his responsibility, I can't imagine him denying bail, going out and taking care of his daughter as steadfastly as he did.
Yes, I agree. I do agree. And we need to get some gas on this drive around. So
we're making a pit stop. So our pod racer... We're pulling into port.
Our pod racer needs some gas.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Our Rav pod racer, whatever.
Yeah, that.
Obi-Wan, I know he's trying not to be a Jedi. And I get that. But I think I would have liked to have seen him possibly in a different cloak. Because to me, anybody you see somebody in like a brown cloak, you kind of like automatically assume Jedi. So I don't know.
Oh, you were talking.
I was talking.
Nice. Well done.
And one of the things I was just mentioning is that I'm not sure if I like having Obi-Wan in his brown cloak, because to me that just kind of always screamed Jedi, like Jedi
Yes.
all over the place.
Yes,
We're always
I
in
thought that was a
brown
bit-
cloaks, so it's like
No, I agree. I think that's
you're gonna have to go out this way. Oh well, I guess
that's
it
all
doesn't
right.
matter.
Well,
We'll go loop around different way. All right.
yeah, we'll loop around.
But yeah, I mean, so I was like, you know, to me, like, anytime you see anybody in a brown cloak, it's like, all right, Jedi. So the fact that he wore nondescript clothes for the most part.
When he was
and then-
outside Anchorhead, yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's got that brown cloak on again, and I get it. It's like, I don't know if it was Rex or not that was in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but I did like that.
The clone trooper
There are a
cameo
few
was
little nice like nods and such here and there, but there's also a lot of like non-Star Wars feel to some of it too.
Yes.
You know, it's like the big critter in Tatooine that they were cutting up. I'm like, what the hell is that? Just.
But one of the things that I kind of mentioned before on my own was, you know, that the costumes and the sets were very clean.
The production.
Yeah, which you were mentioning.
It was.
Before.
I had seen somebody mention it in regards to the new trailers, Andor and Willow, and it was. The sets and the costumes don't feel lived in. They're
not.
Yeah, it's like yeah, you used a more like rugged material, but overall it just doesn't look lived in. They just look there.
Well, they look like man weathered. I mean, they are costumes that have been weathered. As you put it in, like, I don't know which episode or like trailer or whatever that we watched, where they all just looked like they were cosplayers.
Andor.
Walking around.
I think it was Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there were bits where it was even in this.
It's like, okay, so you found really great cosplayers to, you know, cameo in these things, and then but
it's like, even
so
the
theirs is all
Inquisitor
like
armor kind of looked plastic.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. It just there's a feel to the production value that just seems like it's missing, and you can really tell it's done on that spectral stage or that digital stage shit that they've been using lately. It's like you could just tell that it's how it's being done. It's just everything is just so flat, bland, boring a little bit to a point. I'm getting a Bad Batch vibe from I don't know if you mentioned why Bale called him in. But there's a character in it, I don't know if you mentioned her or not, that they have in it, and this is really the draw for Obi-Wan. But I'm getting like a huge Omega vibe from this character. And it's like, I like that the character is there.
Yeah.
But I don't quite like how, I don't know, adult this character is, let alone the two chases that they've had with this character, where the kidnappers came after her, and you know, they can't catch like a 10-year-old.
Well, we won't even go in.
That's
Honestly,
just ridiculous. That was just horrible. It happened twice.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, there was one time.
And this scene in the forest when she's running, I'm like, dude, seriously? I'm like, when the girl like trips or whatever because of the tree root or whatnot, then while she's, I'm like, really? How lame can you be as a bounty hunter that you're just gonna slip in the forest and miss this kid?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole chase scene with her was just dumb. I'm very curious to see how they portray her counterpart.
I think they've already shown it. Not at all.
But how intelligent is he as opposed to her?
You're not going to know that aspect over. He
I guess we will never know.
No, it's a typical Disney. They're doing they're doing to this character what Disney's been doing to this character.
It's just downplaying his
just
role.
kicking him off to the side. Feels like they've just retconned Rebels? Hopefully not. And that goes back to production design. The Grand Inquisitor looks like ass. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Pay Jason Isaacs the money and let him be the Grand Inquisitor. Reva is interesting.
She's interesting, but honestly, she's been so far a rather typical bad guy.
Well,
I mean, I don't really see anything in her that's really like, oh my gosh, that's why. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't really, other than this deep-seated root and passion to find, Obi-Wan, but it may be that, she may have spent some time with Vader, but I don't know. I mean, that's just speculation, but I mean,
she wants his favor.
Exactly. She's got such a desire to get Anakin's favor. It's like, why? Is it, why does she have that kind of a desire? Because, I'm assuming, and there's got to be history with either her and Obi-Wan or her and Anakin.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that history is, and that's what's tying them together.
Yeah. She's an interesting character, but there's not much there. I mean, that's a grand ploy that she pulled off to lure him out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was impressed by it.
But I mean, it was clever. It was a lot more, as we said, that element of pulling Obi-Wan off Tatooine was much better done than we were expecting.
Yes.
Although, as we said while we were arguing, I'd wager at the end of episode 2, if she just knocked off trying to be cool and parkoury, she would have gotten to Obi-Wan before he, magically got off the roof and onto the ground. But, so she's got a lot of the Disney female character defiance to the male's overlords. There is that there, and it's like, it is there.
Sorry, it is. And it's prevalent in most Disney productions anymore.
So
it's like very, very telling on where you can see it.
Yeah. I hope that they've kind of had their spiel with it, and we can just move on and actually just
really enjoy it.
Yeah, because I think if it maintains the character balance between Obi-Wan, Reva, and the character Obi-Wan is currently with, and they don't dumb down Obi-Wan, and I think that's your biggest fear, is they're going to turn Obi-Wan into a loser that's making choices that he starts making choices he shouldn't be making, and then everyone else is like course correcting him.
Yeah.
It's like, there definitely should be a point where he needs to go from not believing to believing. And I think the character he's with is going to help him with that. And we had like, a quick little moment of, you remind me of somebody. And it's like,
yeah, that was kind of sweet. Because like at first I was like, is he talking about Anakin?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So I was just
like, oh, that's actually kind of sweet. That was kind of sweet.
That was nice.
It would have been nice if he did develop that aspect just a hint longer, just to kind of give her a little bit of something to hold on to later on when things come to more.
We still have 4 more episodes.
I know. We have 4 more episodes. A lot can happen, and again, nothing can happen.
Yeah. I mean, what would you...
I don't know yet.
I mean, I went in low expectations, cautiously optimistic. And I'm still there. I'm not coming out saying it's a train wreck.
I don't know how to feel about it. I want to be hopeful with it, but I'm still skeptical because there are still 4 more episodes for them to screw him up.
Yeah, if you want to see more thoughts on Obi-Wan and see if
we follow the series.
We grow to like the series and enjoy it, or if it goes to pot like some of the others. I mean, hopefully we get at least like a Mandalorian line. But if it goes Book of Boba Fett, I think we're almost like we're done with Star Wars. But it was really nice to see Ewan McGregor.
Well, you know
as
me.
Obi. Oh, I know. He's your
He's
he's
one
your
of
boy.
my manses.
And I will say he's a good-looking man. So on
You
that,
can't deny the accent either.
oh, of course not. Of course not. Thank you for riding around with us.
And catch us on the next one.
Yeah.
And don't forget to make your comments. Tell us what you like most or what you dislike most about the show, and if you want to see more.
Yeah.
All
Cool.
right.
Until then, see you next time.
See ya.